I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some of the major things that I look for when I review a business insurance policy. As soon as I get a policy in my hand, I always gravitate to some of the major items right off the bat to see if there's any glaring errors when I review an insurance policy. I'm going to go over a few of those with you now so you can take that and review your own insurance policy, or take these questions to your insurance agent or company, or feel free to give us a call to review your insurance as well. The first thing I look for is, if you own your building, I'm looking at your building coverage, the replacement cost. If this hasn't been reviewed in a while, an outdated method of calculating the rebuilding cost might have been used, or your rebuilding costs might not have kept up with the pace of inflation. So that number might be lower than you expected. So there's an area that might need improvement on your insurance policy. Now, if you don't own the building, which in all honesty is probably the most common one that we see for our business owners, is that they rent their space. I want to know how much money you had to put in to build your space out to get it ready for you to move in. If you just start your space, the landlord provides you 4 walls, and then you have to build everything out, the offices, the carpeting, you got to put in the break room, you got to put in the storage room in the back, you have to run different electrical outlets. I want to know how much money you put in. This is a commonly overlooked coverage. If there is ever a fire, your landlord's insurance policy is not going to build out your space to the way it is before the fire. They're going to put it back the way it was before you moved in. So if you got 4 walls, you're just getting 4 walls again after the fire, and it's going to be at your cost to build out the space again for you to be able to use. That is why you want to make sure you have that coverage built into your policy. Now, the next thing I look at is your contents and equipment coverage. As a business grows, you just acquire more stuff. Now, if you haven't notified your insurance company of these acquisitions, if there hasn't been a regular review of it, or an increase every year for it automatically, you're going to want to do a review, check with your accountant on your fixed assets schedule, and have them let you know how much stuff, contents and equipment that you have that need to be accounted for by the insurance. Loss of income. Do you have this coverage? Now, if there was a covered claim like a fire that caused you to be out of business for 6 to 12 months, how are you going to pay your bills? Would you want to be able to pay your employees to retain them, so when your business is ready to be back up and running, they haven't left you to go to a competitor because you weren't able to pay them for that period of time? Loss of income coverage is going to provide this coverage. If you have it on your policy, is it covered by a set dollar limit, or do you have a time limit that is actual loss sustained? One is better than the other. Do you have sewer and drain backup coverage? Now, this is a common coverage that you see that people add to their homeowners insurance policies, but I find it is an overlooked coverage on people's business insurance policies. So is this a risk? Is it covered? Do you want it covered, or are you willing to take on and self-insure that risk? So these are just a few of the major coverages that I look at when I review a business insurance policy. If you haven't had your business insurance policy reviewed in a while, and you'd like us to help you out and review your policy and provide you with a competitive quote, feel free to give us a call. Thanks, everybody. I hope you found these tips helpful.